New details came out of court for the man accused in the Gilgo Beach murders. Prosecutors saying that Rex Heuermann kept a planning document that he used in his luring, killing, and disposal of his victims. Last week, he was charged in the murders of 2 more women, bringing the total number of victims to 6. Attorney John Ray is with us now. He represents some of the victims' families, including Jessica Taylor, one of the most recent victims linked to Rex Heuermann. Welcome back, sir. First of all, I want to get your reaction to this alleged blueprint outlining what he was doing and how he was doing it.
Well, his blueprint is not only condemns him, but it really lays forth the demonic episodes that he engaged in slaughtering these girls. He didn't just is hard a bad word, but he didn't just murder them. He tortured them awfully. And this program that he set up in his own computer explains in detail what he was going to do and how. It's been described as a plan, and in a way it is, but I think the document that he created is also a checklist of things that he wanted to make sure he could remember to do in order to escape detection. And that the checklist is all grossly misspelled words, suggesting that either he did that deliberately or that he's on some kind of drug. And from what I know of serial killers and the experiences all across this country, they typically are on, they pump themselves up with drugs when they do these things. So that could be a factor in all of this. But no, you can't imagine even a bad human doing what this man says that he plotted to do, and then obviously he did. So it's a shocker. And I'm the lawyer for the Gilbert family and for several other women who escaped him and lived to tell the tale. And they're in complete shock.
Yeah,
I mean, how else do you describe
it? It's a nightmare, and then the thought of surviving it, knowing what he is alleged to have done. How are the families doing, John, and what does justice look like for them in a case like this?
Well, I don't see justice ever being done because it's impossible to do justice on earth for what has been done. The word closure that's used when they capture somebody and then they put them in jail and lock them up. Compare that to what happened to these girls and to the knowledge of what happened to these girls in the minds of the families. And when you do that, it's impossible to have closure. You know, when you lose a loved one, maybe she was doing things she shouldn't have done. Who knows? Who cares? It's your baby. That's your baby. And that's your sister, and so forth. You can't make that up and have closure because this monster is caught. You can't. Even if you put him in a death penalty, it would do no. So what? You can't make up for what happened, and the pain. What happens when a guy like this gets arrested? It brings back the pain that had been covered up with years. It brings back all the suffering and rubs it in the wound and salt in the wound, and that's what's happening.
You have been in court for a number of these hearings. What have you observed with Rex Heuermann, especially as these new charges and this evidence was released?
Well, there's a lot more to Rex Heuermann yet to be revealed, yet to be unfolded. Just watch him. I was there through both arraignments. I had a courtroom seat, and you could watch him look across. The first time he looked around, and he made note of you can see him making mental note of who was there. He looked at me. He looked at certain others, and he put a little smirk on his face. So that's the kind of man you're dealing with. But you're dealing with a guy who's involved in really what I just said is how else do you describe it but extended demonic activity. And there's a question of his relationship with his family and his wife. I've uncovered new evidence which I'm going to reveal this week that deals with that aspect of this whole matter. But his life, his family, his house, everything around him was touched with evil.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.